Hi, my name is Michael, this is The Slice, and today we are interviewing Jenny Evans. So today we are talking to Jenny. Jenny, are you excited to be talking to me today on The Slice?
Oh, very excited.
I
It's a
can,
lovely sunny day.
I know it is. I'm just saying that this is the first time that the sun's come out in like the last 2 days. So I'm
Yeah,
absolutely ecstatic and
yeah.
boiling at the same time. So the rules are you get 20 minutes and I'm going to set a timer and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. How does that sound?
That sounds perfect.
Good.
Great.
Right. So the timer has started. So Jenny, tell me
Yes.
a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Jenny
Yep.
Evans, and I have a franchise business with Travel Counsellors. Travel Counsellors is an independent travel company, so we're a tour operator,
Yeah.
as well as acting as a travel agent. So it gives us a chance to go to a whole host of different suppliers and be able to get a good cross section of the market and be able to kind of personalise holidays. Myself, I kind of came into this towards the end of last year, having a love for travel, basically, and part of my fun pastimes, if you like, was putting together holidays for myself and the family. I've got 2 small boys, so it's fun times at the moment with homeschooling as well. They're 8 and 5, so I wanted something that was going to be able to give me a bit more freedom to be around with them a lot more, and like I say, kind of take on the travel side. So that's why I kind of got into Travel Counsellors. So it's been an interesting time to start a business.
So how long have you been doing that for then?
Getting on for, it was kind of October last year.
Right, so it's quite really fresh then.
Yep, still really fresh. Yep, still
and,
kind of.
And how have you found this current pandemic? Obviously, starting a business, and all of that. How have you found this? Just as you've been gaining that momentum and joining your networking groups, how have you found the transition over to video and having one-to-one meetings with people? How have you found that kind of ordeal?
I mean, it's great because really with Travel Counsellors, we're set up to work from home from the get-go anyway, do you know, so no matter whether this was happening or not, I was always going to be home-based. The way that Travel Counsellors as a company set up is they always had hot desking, so the ability to move over to systems and work from home was seamless really for everyone involved, which has been great. And I have to say, although kind of new to this, it's just reaffirmed really why I joined Travel Counsellors, because the amount of information and support that we get, they do weekly kind of, it's 3 times a week at the moment, TV programs keeping us updated with suppliers. The information's there for us to get hold of. So really this is kind of what I wanted to do and be able to kind of do that personal service to customers. So it's crazy times, but I think in a way it's a really good time for me as well. So okay, I'm not necessarily booking the holidays at the moment, but this in a way is confirming why you should use somebody like me, because you get to speak to me. You get somebody who's going to give you honest advice. You're not trying to ring a call centre and speaking to 5 different people, and every time you start the process again, I know exactly where things are up to, and I can kind of give you updates.
It's that personal approach, isn't it? So obviously, having that personal connection, that that you're not just looking for that one-off client, you're looking for that person that maybe is going to come back to you all the time, and you're going to build that kind of relationship.
It's building those relationships, and that's really what I love to do, really. I think throughout my career, I've always been slightly involved in kind of sales, but it's always been about that customer service. And I really like giving, the best customer service that I can get. So the fact that I don't want one-off customers, I want people that feel comfortable and confident to come to me to kind of with their holidays. It's a big expense. at the end of the day. It's one of the biggest purchases you make every year, your holidays.
100%. How do you so at the moment, if you say, you say you're very busy, and I think quite a lot of business owners are very busy at the moment, in terms of obviously adapting and changing, but how do you find that your business is still moving along when people can't go anywhere? What are the big things that you're doing at the moment to keep going?
Amending holidays for later on in the year, or for next year. So obviously speaking to the customers and see what they're comfortable in doing. Obviously keeping up to date with, there's obviously a lot within my industry of trying to keep up to date with what's happening with suppliers, or like the travel advice that's coming out and changing constantly. So it's about doing kind of a mixture of like looking, amending, but also people are contacting me about holidays that they want to book for next year, and so looking at kind of building up packages for people to then. Like I say, the good thing about travel counsellors is everything's kind of fully financially protected. So if not that I don't think anything would happen to travel counsellors, but if it did, your money sits separately in a trust, and I think that's really important now.
100%.
And I think people are being really and they should always be careful where they're kind of, but I think these internet deals aren't quite as good as they initially first seem when something like this happens, and you're then struggling to speak to anybody about where the next stages are.
And I know from we were talking just before we had our meeting, when we were setting up, that I'm someone that really does I take a long time to choose something. And I'm very dubious on online websites that I've never heard of. If it hasn't got a PayPal link, then I tend to not use it, or if I see something really good, I'll go and look on a reputable website. So obviously a lot of what you do is based on the fact that you are building that personal connection with someone. So do you find that more people are going, well, do you know what, I actually for the hassle, I'd rather go to someone I know than go on a website that's saying it's half the price, and I don't even know who they are? Do you find that more and more people are switching on to actually that personal connection?
Yeah, definitely. And I spend time getting to know my customers, initially as well, because it is about understanding what they want from that holiday. That it's more than just a hotel and a board basis. It's about what you expect, what you're hoping to get from that experience. So it is about building that relationship, so that they feel more confident in what I'm suggesting is appropriate for them. Not everybody suits the same type of holiday, and it's about kind of tailoring that to match the requirements, really. So that's what kind of I love about it and enjoy it, and I am finding that people are wanting to have that kind of experience. You don't pay for my service, I get paid from the suppliers directly, so there isn't a fee. I only get paid when you go on holiday. So once you're on holiday, that's when I see the money coming back from the suppliers. So it's not like you're paying a fee to me to find something. I do all of that kind of work for you and creating the right package, which is why it's so important as well for me to make sure that I am offering you the right type of holiday, not just anything.
So I'm going to ask you now, do you not get frustrated that you can't go on holiday every month? Because I know that if I was doing a job that you do, I would literally want to be on holiday all the time. How do you cope with that?
I think my list is getting ever longer. I think what's great is I get to live vicariously through my customers' trips. Like I say,
it's a cheap way of doing it.
It certainly is. It's a really good way of, yes. Yeah, I absolutely want to go on holiday every month, but I love the fact of somebody coming back and telling me what a great time that they've had, and that to me gives me such a buzz. About booking? I get as excited for them as they do, really, when we're kind of booking these big trips. And
I think knowing that you had a bit of a kind of guide to getting that for them and kind of nudging them in the right direction and stuff, it's kind of going, well, I actually achieved that for them. I suppose that gives you a good amount of kind of
it's amazing. It's such a good feeling.
And also, so tell me, what are the key places that people are going to or wanting to go to? Where are the hot spots?
people are tending to go a bit further afield, I think, nowadays, and wanting slightly different experiences. One of the big...
I was just gonna say, I'd just be happy just to be able to go down the road.
Down the road. I think anybody would be happy to go anywhere at the moment, stay anywhere.
Yeah.
Mauritius is proving really popular now. Yeah. It's a really good kind of option to kind of get away, and great for families as well.
Yeah.
They offer such a wide variety of activities and water sports and things that it's kind of has something for everyone, really. So Mauritius is always kind of proving popular. Greece, you know, typical kind of like holiday destinations, but the ones that kind of I've been very fortunate as I've got a wide variety of customers. So I've done like a trip to the Rocky Mountaineer train in Canada, which just looks amazing. So, you know, I'm looking forward to him going next year now instead of this year. But that trip looks absolutely fabulous. Doing some West Coast of America, which is like another favourite of mine. I loved doing that, and I'm waiting for my children to get old enough to go back again. So
do you know what? There's a bucket list I've got. So I'm obviously in my camper van right now, and so that's one thing ticked off my bucket list. But the one thing that I really want to do, it's a 3-week hike doing the John Muir Trail, which is in America. Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Now, I would absolutely love to do that, but it's 3 weeks of it's the equivalent of walking from Cheshire to London. Yeah. And you do it in 3 weeks, but you go through national parks and everything.
Yes.
And it just looks amazing. So if I was to say to you, right, this is what I want to do, would you literally do all the research and go, right, see that how easy is that? Because I would, if I was to book it myself, I would be more concerned I'd booked a taxi in a different country on a different day, and I'm a worrier. That's probably why I don't travel too far out of the country, because I'm just a worrier, and I overthink all the time. So you take that worry out of that whole process.
Yeah, you just tell me what your dream is to do it, and then I build it up for you. Do you know? So it is about making it personal to you. Not everybody wants to do exactly the same thing all the time, but the thing that I can offer as well is, it's, you know, yes, you could go online and look at it yourself, but it's all the other things that I hear from different suppliers about, well, if you go in here, you really need to do this experience as well whilst you're there. It's building that knowledge up, you know, and you can't, I think that just proves invaluable, you know, just to be able to really make that experience, you know, fly, really. So it's a whole variety of things.
So
I do holidays in the UK as well as abroad. It doesn't have to be.
Oh, okay. Abroad,
so,
I thought you would frown upon holidays in the UK.
No, I love my holidays. I'm a big fan of the Lake District. I like to at least get once a year. I like to get to the Lake District.
Did you know that actually the Lake District is on my list of things to do the first week of lockdown?
Is that it? Yeah.
I am loading the van up. The first day we are allowed, I am going over to the Lake District. Where's the best part of the Lake District that you like?
For me, I like my favourite place is Grasmere, because I love the gingerbread house. Have you been to the gingerbread house in Grasmere?
I haven't. No, I haven't. I've only been to a handful of places. I've been to Ullswater twice. I've been to Coniston. And I can never remember the other place, as you have to go through it to get to Coniston. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got like loads of nice restaurants and stuff, and there's like a bay area. I can't remember what it's called, but it's lovely. You could spend the day just driving around.
Windermere, Keswick.
Yeah,
you know, walking around the water.
Keswick has got those stones, like a bit like Stonehenge. I don't know what they're called. But I've been there. I was shooting a video last year for a holiday home up in Keswick. I don't know what they're like. They're like stones that have been there for thousands of years.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful because you're literally on this like mountaintop and you're just looking out, and it's just beautiful. It is breathtaking.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on North Wales? Anywhere in North Wales you like to go?
Do you know? I haven't been to that many places in North Wales. I'm originally from the northeast.
Oh, so, that's probably why then. Yeah.
So that's possibly why. So don't shoot me yet, because when I was growing up, we did a lot of holidays around Northumberland and stuff like in places like that, and obviously going to Whitby and things. But I did become a member of the National Trust, so I've been doing a lot of the National Trust sites, kind of North Wales and stuff.
Me too. I joined the I joined the National Trust just so I could get a sticker for my van. That's but you know what, it's great because I've got a friend who has a camper van as well, and the two of us literally just spend a weekend, a Friday and a Saturday, going to 5 or 6 different National Trust places in a certain area. We've got the booklet and we just look through and we go, right, we can do 5 this weekend, and it's great because you're actually getting your money's worth. It actually gets you out of the house and gives you a reason to go to certain places.
It does. I'm a big fan of the National Trust, so I've done a bit through going to places in the North Wales and stuff. I think Erdig was the last place I visited.
Erdig, I've been to that one. I've been to that one, which is not far from the castle, which is it's gone out of my head. Chirk Castle is
Chirk Castle. Chirk Castle's a good one as well to visit. So,
I've been there probably about 3 or 4 times, just because they've got a nice little tea room. But we are digressing.
We are digressing a little bit,
just to bring it back a little bit. Tell me how you found moving your business to video. How have you found that transition? Have you been doing video before? Does video kind of scare you? Did you think today was quite scary? What are your thoughts?
I think it's not where I'm most comfortable. I think possibly like a lot of other people. I've had to get used to it very quickly with doing various meetings now. I think it's certainly helped. I just started before kind of lockdown this year. I signed myself up to do a vlogging course through Travel Counsellors. So that is something that I need to improve on, definitely. So I've done a couple of little vlogs. They're not perfect yet by any means, but
if there's any advice I can give you, vlogging, literally it is its own style. You're allowed to have dodgy cuts. You're allowed for the audio not to be broadcast quality. Vlogging is a style where you're allowed to get away with murder, basically.
Oh, that's good.
Providing your content is there, and providing that you are obviously giving a story or you're giving value to somebody, I wouldn't worry about the editing and this, that and the other. It's about making sure that obviously you're lit properly, we can hear you, and you know, the image is quite stable. So as long as you've got those 3 key things, you've just got to make sure that content is king. And and that's really, it's what you live and breathe. It's the day in, day out stuff that you're constantly talking. Have you found it hard thinking, what content can I film? What should I be filming? Has that been an issue? Have you kind of worried with stuff like that?
Not, I think a little bit kind of to start with, to think about, what's going to be of interest, and obviously it's felt a bit tricky kind of to know how to pitch it, particularly at the moment, on social media and what people want to see and what they want to hear.
I think there's so much doom and gloom out there, and rightly so. It's a pandemic, but I think just give people something to look forward to. We always want that end goal. We always want that kind of happy horizon. And I think with what you do, there is a lot of content there where you could literally say, right, you could do the 10 best places after lockdown. You could actually you could do a review of a certain hotel in a certain location. I love the Greek islands. You could actually list some of the key things on, I don't know how many Greek islands there are, but I know there's more than 2. Is there more than 10? Anyway,
don't test me. It's Monday morning.
what I would say is, this is a key thing for you really to go, do you know what? People are waiting for that lift of lockdown. Why don't I give them the 10 best locations and talk about just some of the key things that those locations have to offer, and get people's appetite whet for when lockdown finishes? Because I think there'll be, although some people are treating this like a holiday, it's not a holiday. We all want to get out. We're all going stir crazy, and I think by building up that value and giving people advice, people will remember that. It will be in people's mind's eye that when you do post after lockdown, people go, I'm going to message her, I'm going to ask her a question, and then automatically they feel, because you've given that value, people are going to be more inclined to engage because you've taken that time. The worst thing you could do right now is to literally
disappear.
not post. And that's the worst thing you can do, especially being a new business as well. The thing you should be doing is getting that content out there. So I would definitely say get that vlogging out there. Literally just, get a travel brochure, pick something at random and say, right, this is what we're doing today. This is what we're, and kind of go from there. I think that's 100% what I think that's it.
Like, I was just I suppose it's kind of, I was just moving out of my comfort zone of doing it, and then it kind of felt like, it stopped. And obviously and obviously been supporting my customers and other people outside, that might not have booked with me, but are just looking to speak to somebody, about what they have got booked. So it's definitely feeling like it's now people are moving on to after what's coming after, rather than what's happening now. So
because
it's definitely,
especially after the war, everyone was waiting literally for that moment that they could relax, they could eat chocolate again. I know obviously life isn't that bad at the moment. Tesco's is still doing dairy milk, so it's not that bad. However, people are literally, like I said before, that first day of the lockdown
freedom.
I am in the Lake District. I'm going up to a little cafe just outside Windermere, and I know exactly where I'm going, and that's what I'm going to do. That is your timer done. You are done, and
that's flown by.
It does, and that's the thing. But I was really interested to speak to you today, because I think with what you're doing is really good for, obviously, getting the morale up as well, and obviously finding out how you found everything as well. But that is it. That's you done. You've had your 20 minutes. Have you enjoyed the show? Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Michael. It's been
it's an absolute
nice
pleasure
to speak to you as well.
You too, and I'm pretty sure I will see you at some meeting at some point.
Yeah, I think we do need a big party, don't we? After this,
I think so. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on the show today. If anybody else would like to come on the show, please feel free to drop me a message. If you'd like to look at any older episodes, they are on YouTube at youtube.com/TakeTheCakePro. And if you do want to come on the show, let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.